This week we have been focusing our attention on different types of mobile phone concepts. Previously we did a review on the Emporia Smart4, which was certainly a unique and useful phone, which is more or less aimed at the elderly who are wanting more functionality with ease of use with a phone that brings big on-screen icons and text, as well as easy to use simplistic menus, etc. So today we actually have the smaller Emporia Smart4. Now Emporia have previously been awarded the Plus X award for the highest customer satisfaction 2020. Ho-ho! And if this phone is anything like the Smart5, then for its uses it should be quite generous with regards to all the useful features. So for example, this Smart4 is specified as running Android 10. It states it has a 13 megapixel camera to the rear, which is pretty good to hear. And it also has NFC payment capabilities, as well as being IP54 splash proof. As mentioned in our previous video, we didn't really know much about the Emporia brand, but what we do know now is that it is a European family run brand who have the aim of bringing easy to use mobile phones to the public, making them phones not only be packed with up-to-date features, but making them more simplified and less confusing, as sometimes some of the latest mobile phones can be a bit overwhelming. So inside, to help with this particular situation, you have a 135-page illustrated training book, which deserves a thoroughly good read. It really is detailed, and we do also have a separate, very detailed instruction manual too. With regards to the phone, it is very compact. This mobile phone fits nice and fine into the palm of my hand, and it does indeed have a 5-inch display. Let's pull that film off the front. Okay, you know what, it doesn't look bad at all. I do like the chrome edge detail, with the red power button which is situated to the right hand side of the unit. There is a chrome coloured volume rocker sitting just above it. There is a Type-C charge port to the top. Oh, okay, usually sits at the bottom. Well, that's certainly different, as well as a 3.5mm headphone port, which again is great to see. That even though this smartphone 4 has Bluetooth built in, okay, it's not the latest Bluetooth chip, but it is good to see that we still have that wired audio connection. So nope, Emporia are not going along with more expensive brands, for example the Samsung S20 FE, that like other companies are fully eradicating the use of that audio port, which I'm guessing with this Emporia Smart 4, the older generation can really appreciate that aspect. There is a single pin microphone to the bottom, a speaker that sits just behind that rear panel with a 5 megapixel selfie camera to the front, a call speaker just next to it, as well as a 13 megapixel camera to the back with flashlight included. Now just below you can see a little love art. Basically this is your emergency call button, which is a great feature, especially with this Smart5 and this Smart4, but we will indeed go into this aspect and tell you more information about this real soon. Accessory wise though, we do get another mobile phone cover, which does look very similar to the original cover that's already fitted, all except for that emergency button. Once this case is placed upon your phone, that emergency button will now be eradicated and blanked off. That is, if you indeed don't require that feature. This smartphone does take a micro SIM card, the phone is unlocked so you shouldn't have any problems. The internal memory is 3GB, with 32GB storage, with a memory card that can be inserted, adding an additional 64GB max. Now the battery that is supplied is a 2500 mAh battery. It should provide you with up to 550 minutes talk time. It does simply insert into the back of your phone, just like older type phones, but it is secured once that rear cover is reattached. And well, lastly, we are supplied with a super fast Type-C charge unit, and yes, well, we are given some very basic budget type wired earphones. Let's try them in. Okay, so they obviously don't have much of a cushion whatsoever. I can see them most definitely being a bit uncomfortable using them over an extensive amount of time. But they are, however, a nice little added addition. Let's go ahead and turn that handset on, and after an initial setup, with the Emporia logo being branded on the screen, and with that startup tone, well, we are guided through a helpful little setup guide, and then greeted to that Emporia UI software. So quite simply in regards to that software, with these particular phones, all the apps, folders, menus and options are overall increased in size, as well as the keyboard and text on screen too, making it real easy to see, sometimes even without wearing glasses. All the options and options even in the camera menu are very much simplified, providing a good very ease of use. Although we do initially get a few provided apps, we can go ahead and download a few more. For example, using that Google Play Store, we downloaded WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, a few movie streaming services, and a few games too. Basically everything you need to stay in touch with loved ones and allow access to some nice little puzzles, for example like Sudoku, to help keep you busy when bored. Basically, this Smart 4 phone has all the features that more expensive phones have to offer, but also provides you with very easy accessibility with less cluttering on your screen.
Alright guys, so this is exactly what the selfie camera is going to be like on this Smart 4 phone, and the microphone quality too, so you can judge for yourselves. Now while this selfie mode is on, I might as well use the microphone for a bit of a voiceover, yes. So in regards to video playback, if you're using YouTube for example, HD quality is not too bad. You're better off using 720p. You should have at least smooth video playback. But I've got to say, if you're trying to play 4K content, it's gonna be a big no-no. Playback will be a bit juddy, buffering will most likely be certain. And yes, if you're trying to play some very intensive gameplay, such as Asphalt Airborne 9, well, the phone will simply crash, because this isn't exactly for highly intensive processor pushing games. But if you want to play your puzzle games or Sudoku games, well, this phone will work perfectly fine. All menus react quite swiftly, and when it comes to audio quality, well, that's rear speaker. Okay, it's not the best, but it is indeed quite loud. So yes, that's the microphone quality when it comes to using that selfie camera, but what's the main camera like? Well, that 13 megapixel camera certainly doesn't look too bad. Okay, there's no video stabilization or anything like that. That camera menu is simplistic, quite minimalistic. It does however give ease of use for a particular kind of person. Again, like an elderly person that might find a few of the on-screen features a bit frustrating, a bit complicated on the latest mobile phones that you get on the market just now. So yes, this Emporia Smart 4 does the job and has all the simplistic features that you would need to use many of the aspects within regards to the software on the phone.
With regards to the software in this mobile phone, well, this Smart 4 has a 1.5 GHz quad-core processor. It is running Android 10, and okay, although the processor might not be the quickest, in reality this phone handles pretty good, especially when watching HD content. But with movie streaming services, well, it can even handle that too. The video playback is nice and smooth with no random pausing or buffering, and you also have a swift internet connection too. So if you want to catch up on all your latest sports headlines, well, maybe not just now. Or if you simply want to check out the weather, again you have all the same type of swift enough access that you get with other handsets. And when it comes to those provided earphones, well, they are, I'm afraid, extremely tinny sounding. They are very basic, but other earphones can be purchased cheap enough anyway. It all really depends if you're listening to late night talk shows, which these headphones should function normally, or if you're still intending to listen to some of your back in the days drum and bass. Well, these headphones won't be up to the count really. As mentioned, you do have that Google NFC contactless payments option, and not only is this handset wireless earbud compatible, but this Emporia Smart 4 also is T4 M4 hearing aid compatible. Lastly, once you have previously set up 4 of your emergency contacts, if you do go ahead and activate that emergency option by holding that rear button for 4 seconds, or indeed tapping it 4 times, well, all 4 of those emergency contacts will be repeatedly alerted until one of them responds, and not only that, they will also be sent your location too, with no worries of that button accidentally being pressed while this phone is in your pocket. Overall, I personally do like things that are different, and I do like the effort in which to not forget the older generation, but to help them join in and provide them with stable interaction with the aid of a fun, fully featured smooth running smartphone. I definitely think that Emporia have not only provided this with this Smart 4 phone, but with the little more expensive Smart 5 phone too. I can recommend these phones if you are indeed wanting one for your loved one, and I will certainly provide a handy little link for you to check out just now within that video description down below. So yes, go and check it out, but if you have liked what you've seen in this video, well why not go get yours. While you're in that video description guys, it means so much if you please smash a like on this video. But don't forget though to subscribe to this channel, I'd really appreciate the support. As well as hitting yes that bell notification option, so you guys stay updated on all our new uploads. Now it's been fantastic reviewing both of these handsets this week, go and check both of them out, and we hope to be doing some more fantastic tech reviews in the next few days, so stay tuned for them. But as usual guys, please stay safe, stay tuned to our channel, and thank you ever so much for watching. Peace!
Happy Halloween everyone! Ugh.